Today on the Hopefulist, fighting temptation. You can do it. The VMAs and a new study finds the key to a long life.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Hello, hello, hello. It is a Taco Tuesday. It is August 27th, 2019. 4 more days until a Labor Day weekend. And what do my wandering eyes should appear? Christmas decorations in store already this year. That's right. I just made that up on the fly. Pretty clever of me, wasn't it? Christmas decorations. Yes, I have seen on Facebook tree displays at some of the big box stores, and that's not unusual. I've seen it before. Hallmark stores also has up their ornament section. So, yeah, we haven't even gotten to Labor Day yet. Craziness. Now, I love Christmas. I am a Christmas freak. I usually put my decorations up 2 to 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. Because I usually just can't wait. Because I love looking at my tree. I just love to sit at my house and stare at my tree. So, I think we had discussed potentially trying to get a real tree this year. So that means I will have to wait until Black Friday because you cannot get a real tree before Black Friday. And even if you did, it would probably be dead by Christmas because the last tree we got on Black Friday and it was practically dead by Christmas. But we were told that we were remiss in the fact that we didn't recut the trunk of the tree. So we'll have to try that this year. I'll keep you posted. We'll see if I can contain my excitement until Black Friday. I did just get my light fix in with the Laguna lights, so maybe I'll be okay until Christmas. But yeah, everything is being rushed. This is nothing new. It is a little shocking at times. You're thinking, okay, everybody's like, oh, yeah, let's get through Thanksgiving. No, let's get through Halloween. No, let's get through Labor Day, right? Labor Day. A couple of days away. The unofficial end of summer, but the good news is the start of football season. The end of summer has always been a double-edged sword for me because I love me some summer, but I also love me some football. So one signals the end of the other. But I have to tell you, yesterday, the weather was so amazing. I did see a funny little meme on Facebook that said, the weather went from 85 to 55 like that, like it just saw a state trooper. Yeah, it was really cool out the last couple of days. And I sat out on my porch yesterday for most of the day reading a book. And it was so nice. Nice weather, nice breeze, a little too breezy, a little too windy to be sitting out on the deck. So I went into my porch where there's a little more shelter. Yeah, it was a really nice day. So I'm almost looking forward to the cool fall days and nights. Although I will miss sitting out on I'll still be able to sit out on my deck until at least October, I would think. Maybe a little longer. We'll see. But yeah, it was nice, the change in weather, because it's been so hot this year. So hot. So, yeah, we're talking about heat waves to Christmas decorations. Kind of crazy. So I saw a new study that shows what the key is to a long life. Would you like to know what it is? I will tell you. The key to a long life is expecting good things to happen. You know, positivity. This is what I'm all about. It's all about the positivity. It's all about optimism and expecting the best instead of the worst. Yeah. This is kind of a breakthrough where the link was present in both sexes, even after accounting for smoking, alcohol use, diet, and physical activity. So having a positive attitude, obviously, huge. They're saying like a 25% longer life. And they also mentioned in this study that 25, how did they word it? People who are born with a positive attitude are about 25% of the population. So it's something that can be culled. It's something that can be learned. It's something that you can acquire. And I am living proof of that. Pessimist turned hopefulist. One of these days, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm an optimist. Not there yet, but I'm getting close. But I am the hopefulist. I am hopeful for everything. I am expecting the best. And that's what you should be expecting too. So if there's nothing else that you get out of the inspiration and positivity, I hope it's the attitude that's going to bring you a longer life. Because we all want to live a little bit longer, not too long, because, you know, the retirement savings are only so much. It's like I can't outlive my retirement savings. We'll see how it goes, though. The other thing I wanted to mention, the VMAs were last night, and Taylor Swift opened the show, and she's just everywhere. You cannot get away from her. Everybody on my Instagram account is talking about her, putting up the new songs from her. I have to tell you, I got the album on Friday, and I was listening to it most of the day Saturday, and I already know a lot of the words to the songs, and I've got my favorites. And I was chatting back and forth with my niece Samantha about our favorites, and she had mentioned one that is now getting to the top of my list called Paper Rings. Really catchy, really funky song, and I enjoyed it a lot. I have to say, though, aside from You Need to Calm Down, which I just love that song, there is a song on this album, and Samantha didn't put it as one of her favorites, and probably because she has not had to go through it or seen it as much as us older folks have. But Taylor has a song called The Man, and it's so good. And even Rachel Hollis on her Instagram story yesterday was playing the song, and she's like, "Are you listening to these words?" She's like, "Taylor, you go." Because the song's all about, if I were a man, I wouldn't have to keep running as fast as I can. I wouldn't be judged the way that I am. And if I were a man, I be the man. It's a really great song for, you know, people like me who are all into, you know, equal treatment for women. And this song is a very good representation of how far we still have to go, because it's very true. Everything she says in this song, you know, she gets bashed all the time for writing love songs. And then she's called a basher. Oh, don't go out with Taylor Swift. She's going to write a song about you, bashing you. But if a man were to write love songs, then he's sensitive, and that's okay. And that's part of the thing that she talks about in the song is, you know, if I played the field before I settled down, that would make me a hero if I were a man. But we all know what they all say about Taylor and her going from guy to guy to guy. Again, I think she's 30 years old right now. I mean, she doesn't have to be settling down. Especially, you know, we started seeing Taylor when she was like 15, 16 years old. Of course she was going to date a lot of different men. We all do. We just don't all do it in front of cameras. So I wanted to mention that song specifically. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, check it out. It's a really great song, and it's one of my favorites. So today on the blog post, we're going to talk a little bit about fighting temptation and how you can avoid the trap of instant gratification when it comes to your diet and the foods that you're putting in your body every single day. So I thought that it's a little bit mean if you're trying to be healthy and you don't want to eat, you know, foods that are somewhat bad for you, because most of these foods are that people are mentioning. But it will also help you when I get to the blog post. And I say, you know, you have to figure out what food is worth kind of abandoning ship and what food isn't. So I'll get into that in just a little bit. So the topic is, what is the one food you could never live without? Now, for me, it is no contest. Cheeseburgers. I love cheeseburgers. So good. I love a lot of food, but cheeseburgers, by far, my favorite food. So Sandy says cheese. Mimi says pizza. Dot says milk. Now, we got a lot of pizzas, and I'll go over some of them. But Dot says milk. Now, Dot was not the only one that said milk. Karen also said milk. I find that such a strange answer. I like milk, too. I actually am off the milk bandwagon right now, but I have drank milk with my dinner most of my life. I've gone from skim milk to, 2% and back down again and all of this. And now Joe's got me hooked on the 2% again. And I got to tell you, when you're trying to watch your weight, 2% milk has a lot of calories, a lot of fat. So I'm a little surprised to hear milk not once but twice. But good for you. Jim says Taco Bell. Lauren says soup. Kim says, does wine count as food? If milk does, then wine does. Absolutely. Connie says bread. She said, if I could lose weight on an only bread diet, I would weigh 120 pounds. I hear you, sister. Dawn says potato chips. Christine says chocolate. Joe said pork in all its forms. Now, that is my husband. And I said, when I read his answer last night when we were sitting in the living room, I said pork in all its forms. He's like, yeah, bacon, pork chops, whatever. I'm like, that is not one food. That is not one. That's cheating. So I put a little angry face. And then later he saw the angry face like, okay, me an angry face. I'm like, because you cheated. I was kidding. Diane says pizzelles. I'm totally addicted. I don't see pizzelles much outside of Christmas. I guess they have them. I just don't see them that much. That's those little waffle-looking cookies that taste a little bit like licorice. I have to be in the mood for them. Sometimes I absolutely love them, and at other times I'm like, Libby says pizza. Carol says cereal. Rose says pasta. Beverly says, wait, just one? Just one food? Sandra says peanut butter. Dawn says bacon cheeseburgers. Right there with you, sister. Marcy says, I wanted to say ice cream since it's my favorite, but I don't eat it that often because of the sugar. She's so good. I can't stand it. So I guess I'll have to say cheese because I eat that quite often, and it's the one reason I could never be vegan. Yeah, cheeseburgers are the one reason I could never be vegetarian. Lynn says Sicilian-style pizza. We got a Sicilian-style pizza here at the house a couple of weekends ago. Oh, so good. We haven't had one in years. So good. Another pizza from Larry. Bob says chicken. Robert, I really wish you would change your name to Bob because we all know him as Bob, but for some reason he put his full name on his Facebook page, Robert, just like Joe did. Joe has Joseph. I was like, when do you call yourself Joseph? He's like, that's my name. All right. Charlene says pasta. Veronica also pasta. Lisa says pizza. Samantha says potatoes in any form. That's right. I love me some mashed potatoes. I love me some French fries. I love me some chips. Another vote for pizza from Denise. And Wilbur says that would be a toss-up between bacon or pork roll. See, Joe, Wilbur followed the rules. He did give two choices, but he realizes that bacon and pork roll are different foods, even though pork roll has absolutely no pork in it whatsoever. No pork. No ham. Not really sure. Just a lot of byproduct, I think, is what is in pork roll. There's a big discussion. It's a big Jersey thing. Is it called pork roll? Is it called Taylor ham? Is it pork roll? Is it Taylor ham? Now, Taylor ham is basically the brand name that everybody purchases around here. Not me. I get ShopRite brand. But they had started out calling it Taylor ham, and apparently when the FDA kind of looked into it, it said, you can't call that Taylor ham because there's no ham in it. So that's when they started calling it pork roll. Just a little trivia there for you, in case you're interested. So this week we are talking all about instant gratification. As I mentioned yesterday, I find that to be Not a great word.